I've been wanting to play this one for a minute for whatever reason. Just had a I guess some nostalgia for this that I want to relive. I rented this game a lot back in the day because this is one of the best early shooters on the Genesis. It was not a launch title, but it was like in the first wave of second batch of third-party games, or first-party games, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like it came out along with Ghouls and Ghosts, I believe, and Revenge of Shinobi, and a bunch of other really, really good stuff, like all hit at once, and then all of a sudden I was really happy with my Genesis instead of being like, oh shit, did I buy something that's not going to be supported? I was a kid, but I was still concerned about that at the time. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do, I wonder if I should do fast satellite speed. We'll try normal at first and see how it goes on the satellite speed, and if I'm not happy with it, we might turn it up. They might even use the auto fire, but I don't think so. It has turbo fire anyway. Just auto fire is like you don't even have to hold the button. But there might be times when you don't want to fire, so I don't know. Like at the end of the first level when the gears can fall on you and stuff, maybe you don't want to fire all the time, I don't know. That's scary. And bad. I think I took a lot of damage. Let's see if I can get my health back here. Yeah. That's not a big deal. Resurrection, huh? That sounds like it would be something I would really, really want. They don't offer that cheap that early on in the game, in the arcade. This game is also very similar to Scat on the Nintendo Entertainment System. I think this came out first. In the arcade, this certainly came out first. This is like the third or fourth CPS1 game, I want to say. Right behind, it's maybe between Ghouls, oh no wait. It's right after Strider maybe, is that right? Or right before Ghouls and Ghosts, and then there was Strider. Man, those are super early games. Before that, there was just Final Fight and Dynasty Wars. I think Dynasty Wars was the first one, and that didn't even come out in the US, did it? I never saw it. I'm saying Dynasty Wars and not Dynasty Warriors. It's a different game, but also it's not, because they're both beat 'em ups based around the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Which I read last year. That's pretty long, by the way. I mean, it's four. They broke it up into about 4 books that are about 600 something pages long. Sure is a lot of beheading in it. Gotta get that, because I'm dying. Literally. Buy another extra life. Oh, vitality increase. Yeah, that's... Okay, let's do the firepower. They won't let me do that anymore, okay. Yeah, let's buy another res. Why not? Fuck it. Because I can. Still don't know if it's going to get me through the level or not. Almost dead now. Yeah, this is hard. They don't really make it any easier than the arcade version in terms of how much stuff is shooting at you. There we go, there's the first res. I don't remember exactly what. Am I supposed to be shooting the head, or am I supposed to be shooting the... I thought it was the chest, and eventually it breaks open and like you see a heart or something, you shoot it. Am I misremembering this? No, that's right. Shit. Let's use both of my reses though. Look the hardest shit in the world. There we go. Now that I'm basically dead, here we go. I do need the faster spin speed. That is what I'm missing out on. You know, the faster movement speed when they offer it too, that was a foolish thing to pass up. Live and learn. I guess the information is probably where they tell you how to fight the boss. I can't buy anything else. I was not expecting to do this tonight, by the way. I was planning to just play some Tekken, and I usually don't stream that. I was just gonna like upload my replays. I just bought the season pass, although Hihachi is a bit of a struggle, so I don't know that I'll be just jumping in online with Hihachi. Eddie's supposedly bad online, but I did fine against the computer with him. I don't know if I'd play Eddie or not. I haven't tried Lady A yet, but I'm really curious to see what she's like. I know we'll eventually get all the season passes and have all the content, but just on a payment plan for that game, basically. It's working out great, though. It's a really good game. I'm enjoying running a little bit of it at a time. Damn. This game doesn't let you continue. It's just like, yeah, it just throws you back to the menu. That's what I thought. That's cool. I can usually make it, I think, 1 or 2 more levels further. That was like the 3rd level. I think I can normally make it to about the 5th. And I want to say there's 7. So I would like to talk about the ports of this game real quick. Hold on. Give me 1 second here. Alright, so first of all, this game was ported to a bunch of... actually, there's 2 things I wanted to talk about in this game. Before I talk about the ports, I want to talk about the technical problem. Also, shout out to Andy Tries Games. This is how I discovered that channel, was a video that was just the technical problem. Him being confused, turning it off, and I commented about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, here's how to fix that. This game does not... The original release of this game, let me back that up, does not work with 6-button Sega Genesis controllers. Just period. It just does not work with them. So there's 2 solutions to this on real hardware, and they translate directly to software emulation. This is not an emulator related problem. This has nothing to do with emulation. This has everything to do with just the game's old code not recognizing or pulling the joystick in a way that's compatible with the 6-button controller. They built the solution into the controller. It's the mode button, if you've ever wondered what that was for. If you reset the Genesis while you're holding down on the mode button, it makes it think it makes it into a 3-button controller for that play session, and the game will work fine. If you don't do this and you start the game and you have a 6-button controller in, as soon as you start the game, it goes to the game over screen. So it's like it starts and then it's like and you're dead, which is pretty funny. Excuse me. So if you the other way is, of course, just to plug in a 3-button controller. Same thing with an emulator. You either have to map the mode button and then reset the emulator and immediately hold down on the mode button. That's very difficult. Or just go into your emulator settings and change it to a 3-button controller type, and your controller is now magically a 3-button controller and works fine. Or find yet another solution to this problem, which I guess I'm doing right now, is that there's a 1.1 release of ROM that fixes this issue, I guess, because I didn't change anything in my emulator settings, and it booted up and plays fine. So I don't know. Your mileage may vary on that. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the ports. Shout out to Engelbart Gaming also for doing a really excellent side-by-side with a breakdown of this. People debate whether... Okay, well, first of all, this was ported to a bunch of, like, microcomputers and stuff. I don't care about any of that crap. I would assume all those versions of the game suck, and, yeah, that's generally how I feel about that. Sorry, not European enough to be able to enjoy playing the game that way. But it was ported to the Genesis and Megadrive, which is what we're playing here. And notice that I put both versions. I listed both and their release dates in the title. It's because it's the exact same ROM data. Like they didn't. It's not different. Like it doesn't have like a different ROM at all for Japan. It may display different data because there is like region coding on Genesis and Mega Drive, but other than that, same game. It is really close to the arcade game. It has 2 players. It is missing, I believe, 2 levels, 2 whole levels from the entire arcade game. So that's a pretty significant limitation, right? But it also, there's a PC Engine version. The PC Engine version has all the levels, but guess what? It's missing the 2-player. So those are the big trade-offs between the two. PC Engine version has CD sound, but worse sound effects. PC Engine version is missing all the parallax, whereas this has 1 less parallax layer than the arcade version, and then the PC Engine has 1 less than that, which is none. I think it fakes it in maybe 1 or 2 areas with line scrolling, but that's about it. What else? Yeah, I mean, the graphics are mostly better on the Genesis. I would say the Genesis version of the game is better, despite the missing content. It's 2-player, it plays more like the arcade game, and it looks more like the arcade game. It's less tiled than the PC Engine game, which, I don't think that that's using like the most advanced card that it can, so it could have been more awesome, of course. But with whatever size megabit card it used, it actually ended up being more tiled looking than this. Oh, I meant to change the shot speed. Oh well, whatever. Anyway, those are my opinions about Forgotten Worlds. I also have a ton of memories of playing this game. Like I said, I rented it all the time. It was one of the early Genesis games that ruled ass. Because the first, like, the launch titles were pretty. Ugh. Yeah. Altered Beast kind of standing out as like the best amongst that. Space Harrier 2 was okay. Last Battle was okay. I haven't lost any health. I'm gonna go ahead and buy the speed upgrade. Go with high speed. I'm gonna buy the resurrect and the armor. These seem like smart purchases. Okay. Yeah, upgrading the speed 1 is probably a pretty awesome idea. But I need to just change the spin speed in the menu too, so I can control this better. Oh shit. Hell yeah, get that Zinni. Monster Hunter fans are like, what? They call it Zinni? And yeah, Capcom have always called it Zinni. Going all the way back to Black Tiger, which is older, quite a bit older than this. A good 3 or 4 years older than this, at least. At least. Maybe, and there might even be other games where they use Zinni. They're even older than that, I don't know. Does that replace? I'm a little worried that that would replace. I'm not going to go up by that. I don't want to replace anything. And this stuff's referenced a little bit in other Capcom stuff, like these characters are in the Marvel vs. Capcom as assist characters, support characters, and Marvel vs. Capcom 1, which had those weird support characters. But included Arthur from Ghouls and Ghosts, and jump out and do like a move or whatever. I feel like there's other stuff that references them, I just don't know what, but it's a really unique and cool like sci-fi game world. I wish there was more stuff from it, really. Come on, Capcom, give us a sequel. Get weird. Give us something truly weird in 2026. The Forgotten World sequel. Yeah, I even managed to. Oh, I did so much better that time. That's crazy. That's awesome. Maybe I can get a little further. The cutscene graphics in this game are awesome too. They look really good. The arcade obviously looks even better because it has more color, but they're still like huge and detailed here. It's good comic book style graphics. It's a bummer that it doesn't have anything that resembles a high score table or a high score display or anything even. You think by this point in games we would have evolved to support these kind of things by default, like it would be an expected thing. Can't buy what I already have. I'm gonna go with the flamethrower. Do I lose my rockets? I do. Your subweapon can only be one thing. Seems to be the case. The laser's probably more practical because of its range. I just thought this would be cool because I like flamethrowers. Here we go. It's party time. So you do have to destroy the arms? Well, that would have changed my whole strategy, probably. So, something to keep in mind for next time. But also for next time, let's do this. No easy, huh? Screw you, game. So I'm seeing now that it rotates differently depending on whether or not you're firing. Which makes me wonder how the auto-fire mode works. Is that true regardless, though? Like, I don't know that I controlled this way last time. This is what I'm trying to say. Or did I never... Hang on. This is always how it controls. It is. Hang on. So let me try the other option. Curious about this. I think I did used to use auto fire all the time when I was a kid, and now that I'm playing it, I'm kind of wondering if there's a reason not to use auto fire. This was working better when I wasn't thinking about it. This is one of those things like now I'm overthinking it. Everything's all gibbered up. Let's try it like this. And this works better. Although I've been hit already, which is the dumbest shit in the world, so who knows? Twice even. It's getting wailed on by being stupid. Oh, well, hang on. Now that I'm piecing all this together, I am truly a dumbass. So yes, you do want the high-speed rotation, but you want auto fire on. This is how I'm going to prefer it, I'm almost certain. This is a little bit short on cash. That's interesting. Oh well. Not doing great. May not live to see the second level. Maybe this auto fire shit's not good. I'm doing very poorly. I'm about to die. I use my res. I use my res on the first level. Use my res on the first level. Oof. I only have full health already, so I'll spend that. Let's see if I can roll with this, I guess. Oh, but he getting hit. Beautiful. Twice. Yeah, fuck it. Man, I tore his ass that time. Okay, that went a lot better at the end there. So who knows? Now I'm back to basically even to where I was. You can force it to rotate with you if you want to. Interesting. Straighten it out a little more, maybe. You can't quite ever straighten it out again. You can still use the B button to reorient it, like your shot button. I think it makes you not shoot or something. Hell, I don't know. Does something weird. Does something weird. That's the best description I can give you. We have this, right? Yeah. Okay, so I can buy both. Nice. I traded in my missile, it even tells you that. Yeah, you can only have one. Oh yeah, this is the weapon now. Music sounds like it's out of like a ye old fantasy game. Kind of odd choice. Nice. I did it. Barely, but I did it. So this is the 4th level, but I seem to remember making at least 1 level past this, so I made at least 5 levels in, I guess. I mean, I'm talking about like when I was a kid. I haven't played this game in a long time. So I have no idea what I'm expecting to do the same either. No clue what I'm even talking about. A much higher score, but the score just goes into the void. That's too bad. At least I know what power-ups I need this time. Alright, here we go. There we go. We're good to go. You're doing so well. Alright, got all the power-ups. Part of me says maybe just hold off on the homing since I just take whatever, the laser as soon as I can get it anyway. I don't know though, I get some mileage out of this. I'm not gonna go as far as to say it pays for itself, but it probably keeps me from dying, which is maybe more valuable, I guess. Lizard man always fucking up my shit. Wouldn't happen to get any health back, would I? Health back? They actually do give you a little bit of health back. It's kind of interesting. Not much, but some. I'd even gotten hit and I still have more than I had before. Which was enough to get me to the shop, which is the really important part. did lose one of my lives, but it's about as well as that's gonna go. Total this is. Hang on, sorry. Anyway, let me shoot some stuff here. Yeah, so I remember the level after this being like you're flying in the clouds or something. And I feel like that's the last one I remember. The very last level of the game is something quite similar to this, I think. Except for vertically scrolling. Worth every penny. There we go. See if we can get through this level now. Still gonna be tough. I'm just getting pounded by stuff that I really don't know how to dodge. That life's about gone already. There it goes. I don't remember any of this at all. Not even a little bit. Well, alright. Nice! And I still got a life left. Yeah, we go a little further every time. Which is how it's supposed to work, right? Huh. This doesn't feel like a new level. This is just going straight to a bigger boss fight. Hang on just a second, I'm sorry. One moment, I'll get this straightened out. Alright. Back to it. I hope this isn't, I'm stuck in a loop because I went the wrong direction. It doesn't do anything like that, does it? Man, this feels familiar. I gotta say. Kinda seems like the exact same thing all over again. Which actually might be a really easy scoring strategy if that's true. With the unlimited power-ups too. Well, they raise the price on them every time. There's a real trick there. Maybe this is where they start punishing me for using auto fire. I really have very little control over which direction I'm going, because it's whatever side I happen to hit first. Yeah, pulled through barely. Yeah, this is the clouds that I was talking about. I've been here before. You change your speed again, finally. That's funny. Notably, though, no potions there. We're in the hard part now. Do it all in the one life. I do mean hard part. There's a lot of shit on the screen, huh? Oh, that almost instantly killed me. Lost most of what little health I had as soon as he appeared. Damn. I'm actually having quite a bit of fun with this, so it's cool if we have time for just a little bit more. Be on for about another half hour or so. Really holds up though. Just remember, 3-button controller or hold down on the mode button. And then you too can be enjoying Forgotten Worlds for the Sega Genesis. High definition 16-bit graphics video game console. I'll be right back in just a moment and we'll play some more. Current score is 408 100. I wonder if I should display that. Oops. That's not good. Hope the stream's cool. Everything cool on the stream? Gosh, I sure hope so, because I did something extremely stupid. I don't even know if that's right anymore. I'm just going to go ahead and mute that. Alright, screw that. I'll be back in a minute. Thanks for watching. Stupid game doesn't have a high score display. That's the only thing bad about Forgotten Worlds for the Sega Genesis. That and some missing levels. But other than that, top-notch stuff. Thanks for watching. Alright, I have time for probably another couple goes at this. And I'm making it a little further every time, so that's pretty cool. We'll see if that continues. I doubt it. I really feel like where I died is about as far as I used to ever usually get when I was a kid. So I think that's probably going to hold up and be mostly true without like a whole bunch of practice. Not damaged. Nice. Still no weapon upgrades. That'll be. Oh wait, no, the core weapon is upgraded. That's the important part. Just no satellite upgrade yet. He too had a weak point. His emotions. Yeah, they give you quite a bit of health back, actually. Look at that. Not bad. Even after taking a hit, I'm still doing better than I was. God damn it. That's as shitty as it gets. I was literally about to come in here and buy health. Well, shit. Good, different direction for a change. See how it works out. I don't think it matters too much which directions we go. It's just going to be different patterns of enemies. Not like some huge... I haven't seen some huge swing in difficulty on any of them or anything. Kind of get picked out a lot on all of them. Oh, I should have went down. I've never been in that weird wormy looking shit either, have I? This level's barely distinct. Just feels like it's made out of recycled content. Hopefully we'll get a store soon. There we go. Needed that. What a rough decision I had to make. I don't get to extend my life. They took the power instead. Hopefully it was the right move. Offense is best defense, or whatever they say. Hope it's true. Took a lot of damage, but I made it. Nearly came down to the wire there. Just barely survived that. No bonus. Yeah, I don't know if I ever really made it this far back in the day. This is the vertically scrolling palace level that I was talking about. It actually looks different than the other level. I believe it on the PC Engine is where it's just completely recycles graphics. Well, we barely got to see that. It's a little tough. But unfortunately, I don't have time to put any more in. This is just a quick stream of a simple game, which I'm going to try and do more out of during the week. It's really fun. Especially if I can pick a good one like I did tonight. This is what I consider highly successful is when I'm like, yeah, I remember liking that game. And then I play it and I'm like, hell yeah, that game rules. That's exactly how I feel about Forgotten Worlds. Hell yeah, that game rules. You should play it. It's really good. Remember, 3-button controller or hold down on the mode button. Doesn't matter if you're using an emulator, real hardware. Doesn't matter if you're using a Model 1, Model 2. Doesn't matter if you're using an analog, Japanese Megadrive, anything. 3-button controller, hold down on mode button, one or the other. That's how you get past the instantly dying every time you start the game problem. And this is the 1.1 ROM, which seems to not have that issue anyway. But there's ways to make it work, and if you're having trouble, let me know, because it's worth playing. This game's great. Maybe I'll try to see if somebody will play it with me on Fightcade at some point. I've got Fightcade set up now. It runs Genesis games. It seems pretty cool. So anyway, stick around. I might not be streaming every night, but I will probably upload some replays from Tekken once Tekken's back online. That was the original plan tonight. I was just going to play some Tekken, but it's offline for maintenance. So, but yeah, I'll try to get in some matches, some online matches. So check that out. This weekend we'll have. What are we playing this weekend? Bloody Roar Primal, I think is what it's called, for the GameCube. Or if that doesn't work, we'll just move on to Bloody Roar 4 for PS2, one or the other. And we'll also be playing Unreal, the 1998 first-person shooter, Unreal, for Windows PC. So anyway, check that out. And if you like action games,